Hello, I'm Ashley, the engineer at Andover Norton. One of the things we often get asked is, what chain do I need for my Norton Commando? It might not surprise many of you, but we actually get sent samples of chain through the post. Some of it we ask for, and some of it just gets delivered for the attention of us to look at and assess. Here are some samples. Two samples from Ewis and Jwis, and a Regina chain. This chain here is Regina Classic motorcycle chain. It came in a packet and it has no motorcycle spec attached to it. It's reminiscent of the Reynolds type chain that we remember from the old days. These top two chains look far superior quality to this one, but they still don't have motorcycle spec. There is a motorcycle spec chain out there from Ewis that is actually got the motorcycle spec. However, when I looked at a sample of it, it does not meet the latest specification because the staking is not correct on the actual pins. These two chains from Ewis, one of them is made using seamless bushes, a very good quality chain. Fit this to your Norton Commando and look after it properly and it's going to last an awfully long time. The other chain is the Elite chain, and that chain is a very good chain. On spec, they are on a par. If anything, the Elite slightly grabs it. But in quality of manufacture, the Elite is not quite the same spec as the 10B chain that you can get. However, there are other differences. The joining link for the higher manufactured spec chain from Ewis tends to be slightly wider than the one for Elite. That is why I like using the Elite chain, because it fits and the joining link tends not to hit anything once you've fitted it. Like any chain, it will only last as long as you look after it. If you fail to look after it and fail to grease it, it doesn't matter what chain you got, it's not going to last very long at all. When you're paying top money for a top chain, then I think you'll be more inclined to look after it a little bit better. The Elite chain, I've been using this for a good few years now, and I've only ever had to adjust it about once every 4,000 or 5,000 miles. The old Reynolds chain that I used to use before that, I used to have to adjust about every 1,500 miles, and it was worn out by about 4,000 miles. The next part of this, we'll move over into the bike storage bay, and we'll go through what you should look for and how to adjust your motorcycle chain. It seems simple enough, the procedure's written down, but there are some things that you may want to check when you actually do this chain tensioning check on your own bike.
12 seconds later.
The procedure for checking the tension of your rear chain is in the manual, and it does vary from model to model. Even amongst the early Commandos and the Mark III, it does vary slightly, not much. Ideally, you're looking for 3/4 to an inch of movement in your chain. You need to check it every third of the way around. Once you've done that and you've tightened everything off, it's always worth repeating the check again to make sure nothing is pulled out of true and tighten the chain. Another good check is to actually sit on the bike and get someone else with a screwdriver or an old spoke to actually check you've still got the correct tension in the same places 3 times round the actual wheel. The other thing to do is, when you're looking at your chain, if you do the inspection before you do the tension, make sure it's clean. If it's clean, you can actually see anything that's wrong. Some of the things that I've seen only since I've been here is the cracked joining link and also a keep plate that was half on and half off. It was just being held on by the chain loop. That concludes checking your chain tension for your rear chain. Again, look after it, keep it nice and oiled, keep it clean, and it will give you good service and last a considerable amount of time. Thank you very much. If anyone has got any further questions, feel free to contact myself or Simon at Andover Norton on the technical line, or send an email into the technical email.